ओके। सो सबसे पहले तो तुम ये बताओ कि have you applied for other public policy program?
Good morning, sir. Yes, I applied for public policy program at IIT Delhi as well, but I could not clear the program. And I have been trying to pursue my career in public policy, and I have applied for various universities as well.
Like IT, apart from
Like
IT Delhi, what are the other?
I have applied for Indian School of Public Policy as well.
Okay.
I could not clear the interview, but
uh, So for this year, this will be your last option.
yes, sir.
So can you tell me what are the difference that you see between IIT Delhi's Masters in Public Policy program and IIT Kharagpur Masters in Public Policy program?
Yes, so the program in IIT Delhi was more inclined towards science, technology, and innovation. The program and the course syllabus included more subjects of how technology can be adapted and implemented in not only public policy but also in research work to expand the field area of public policy. Whereas in IIT Kharagpur, the course consists of not only public policy but also law and governance. In my understanding, law and governance gives a basic idea of how Indian constitution works and how the machinery of governance, that is bureaucracy, legislature, and executive works, which will help us understand the implementation criteria and the legalization of public policy and the legal aspect of formulation in public policy. And also, this course includes management courses such as banking, finances, and market finances, which will help us, uh, grow as professionals in public policy.
नहीं मतलब you would have just said that these are also the very crucial aspect of policy making and implementation because budgeting is important before getting it passed or even after even at the time of implementation. Okay,
Mm.
so financial management as in its matlab, core specialization is needed.
Mm.
It's not about business finance; it's about main policy finance.
Also, economy policy is something which is prevalent in the course.
नहीं मतलब for any policy, even if you'll come up with a policy related to environment, social issues, everywhere there will be need of finance. मतलब you need to know how much money you are going to spend and how effective is being it is in long term. So this financial analysis
Mm.
that you have to do, and which is as like which will be like business financial analysis only, but is but it is for policy. It will be for policy. Okay. You were talking about the bureaucracy and the mechanism for governance, which is important for implementation of public policy. Can you tell me any example where policy you find the policy is as a good the policy you find the policy a great, but it could not get implemented because of uh, bureaucracy or governance issues.
One policy which comes to my mind is demonetization. The policy formulated was an extensive policy for a country like India, and the black money was also channeled out, but it could not reach to the proper institution. The The governance part was that long queue and long hours were there to exchange the notes. Where in India, not everybody is educated and understand the laws and functions of banking system. So the people who were the depressed class and people who are not well educated in villages of India, they find it very difficult to exchange it. Also, the outcomes of the policy was that. Although the terror financing stopped for a while, but the outcome expected of the policy was the black money would vanish from Indian market, but it did not happen.
Okay. Uh, any other policy
Mm.
which could not perform good because of the bureaucracy problem, or not bureaucracy, governance problems?
I'm not able to recall
The
much of
idea
that.
is you can count everyone. So all the policy, if somehow it would not work, or the
Mhm.
effectiveness is low just because of the governance. So it has been identified by all the governments, even all the people, that the governance that we have, the mechanism of policy that we have, policy implementation is not performing well. Yeah. So you can just say every policy that could not perform. One of the reason was governance issues. Okay. You tell me your inspiration about this course. Like, why do you want to pursue this course?
Also, I want to pursue this course because in my formative years, after my graduation, I decided to pursue my career in civil services examination. And during the course of my studies, as I was preparing, I understood how important and effective the impact of good public of a good policy can make on lives of people. Therefore, I aspire to become civil services. I don't know. I'm not able to speak properly.
Try again. You don't have to come up with the entire past, entire things that you've done before. Because basically, what you are trying to convey, or what you should be conveying here, is your inspiration or future aspects of it, not
Okay, so I'll.
the reason why you had to come up with this and why you had to. Because this seems something like, मतलब ऐसा फील होगा कि तुम मजबूरी में आ रहे हो पब्लिक पॉलिसी के लिए,
हाँ हाँ
है ना? ऐसा नहीं फील कराना. Just tell the good thing of public policy. Why do you feel interested in that? Why do you feel मतलब positive towards learning it and doing work
हम्म,
in public policy? ये बात करो ना.
हाँ so वापस स्टार्ट करूँ.
हाँ हाँ, वापस स्टार्ट करो.
During the course of my preparation, I understood the effectiveness of the effect of impact of a good public policy, a good policy can make. I aspired to pursue my career in foreign policy, to give my country a stance on security, international trade, and environment issues. I want to pursue this policy because the government has in last some years the government has started initiatives to improve public policy scenario in India as well, like coming with a new body, Niti Aayog, which opened the demand for requirement of good public policy expert in the country. So therefore, I want to become a public policy expert.
ठीक है. तो उसमें क्या है ना पीयूसी, की तुम फिर से इसको ड्राफ्ट कर सकती हो. तो मतलब देयर बी टू पार्ट्स. ठीक है, कि one with the curriculum, or second with the learning goals, and you can also add some future goals also. सो दैट फॉर द करिकुलम पार्ट ये कह सकते हो कि टेक्नोलॉजी के इन्वायरमेंट में यू बी लर्निंग all the aspects of policy, not only how policy works, but also the governance system, legal compliances, and as well as management uh,
Hmm.
aspect of policy implementation और making. ठीक है. तो ये जो collaborative या फिर multidisciplinary जो approach होगा, that will be preparing you for all the profiles ना, that can come up ahead
Hmm.
in either a government institution or government consulting or even CSR, है ना? Because मतलब every organization which are involved in policy or policy related functions, you can be getting job opportunities there, and gradually you can grow up to a level where you can have larger authority or larger uh, work areas. ठीक है. तब उस समय तुम पिच कर सकती हो कि तुम इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड और वट एवर यू आर सेइंग कि वहां पे. ठीक है. तो पहले ही उस बात को करने की बजाय पहले करिकुलम थिंग पे बात करो, करिकुलम पे. दूसरा इसमें ये भी होगा कि मतलब यू विल बी टेलिंग योर इंटरेस्ट देयर कि मुझे ये पढ़ने में मजा आएगा, मतलब बिकॉज आई विल बी लर्निंग ऑल टुगेदर और एक दूसरे के मतलब सारे सब्जेक्ट की इंटरवाइनिंग और हाउ दे आर इम्पोर्टेंट टू ईच अदर, ये सब मिला के पढ़ना. तो दैट यू विल लाइक. ठीक है. ये इंटरेस्ट वाला पार्ट. सेकंड तुम मुझे बताओ कि व्हाट विल यू ब्रिंग टू द क्लास. ये तुम बताओ.
So, इसमें फॉर्मेटिव इयर्स का बता सकते हैं ना, कुछ किया हो तो.
बताओ, देखो बताओ.
So, in my when I was pursuing my undergraduation, I also so I don't know, मेरा इतना ब्रेन फॉग हो रहा है, मैं बोल ही नहीं पा रही जबकि मैंने प्रिपेयर किया, पता नहीं क्या.
अच्छा. नहीं तो मैं हेल्प करता हूँ ना तुम्हें. एक तो हमेशा ऐसा रखना चाहिए कि जैसे जिसमें वेयर यू आर गुड एट, जैसे इफ यू आर गुड एट रिपोर्ट मेकिंग, जस्ट टेल की मतलब बेसिकली क्या होता है पीजी क्लासेस में, क्या होता है कि मेनी ऑफ द थिंग दैट विल बी डूइंग इन ग्रुप, है ना. इफ यू आर गुड एट रिसर्च, तो आप ऐसा बोलोगे कि मैं रिसर्च अच्छा कर सकती हूँ मैं, है ना. आई कैन बी कंट्रीब्यूटिंग विद ब्रिंगिंग इंफॉर्मेशन, है ना, इन अ स्ट्रेटजिक वे. या फिर इफ यू आर गुड एट टेक्नोलॉजी, तो तुम ये बोल सकते हो कि मैं टेक्नोलॉजी रिलेटेड एस्पेक्ट्स पे मैं ज़्यादा बात करूँ. समहाउ मतलब समहाउ नहीं, मतलब हो सकता है कि टेक्नोलॉजी में तुम इनमें कॉन्फिडेंट ना हो डिस्पाइट योर बीटेक, तो यू कैन टॉक अबाउट योर यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन. बिकॉज ऑफ द यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन आपके पास वैराइटी सब वैरायटी ऑफ सब्जेक्ट्स के वो रिक्वायर्ड कंटेंट है आपके पास, which you can frequently come up with to मतलब mature the discussion or to complete the discussion. इस तरह की भी बात कर सकते हो. ठीक है.
लीडरशिप स्किल्स.
अब लीडरशिप स्किल्स क्या है ना कि इट्स नॉट समथिंग यू कैन एक्चुअली पोर्ट्रे और यू कैन नॉट डेमोन्स्ट्रेट. समझ रहे हो ना. तो इसलिए लीडरशिप स्किल लेकर क्लास में जाना मतलब and then you cannot find any use of at this also, because everybody needs to be somehow little of leader, little of manager, little of a knowledge expert. क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है ना कि एक 40 की बैच में दो ही चार लीडर होंगे. तो दिस यू डोंट ब्रिंग टू द क्लास, दिस एक्चुअली हेल्प्स यू इन ग्रोइंग अप, है ना. व्हाट यू ब्रिंग टू द क्लास इज जैसे मान लो कोई एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटी में अच्छा है ना, एनीथिंग which makes the class vibrant, है ना, बिकॉज ऑफ यू. तुम पेंटिंग में अच्छे हो, तुम क्रिएटिव साइड तुम्हारा अच्छा है. इफ यू आर गुड एट डिजाइनिंग, इफ यू आर गुड एट मेकिंग वेबसाइट्स, इफ यू आर गुड एट मैथमेटिक्स, so anything such, any such thing which actually makes the class vibrant, makes the discussion more complete. अब जैसे मैं मान लो कि मैं एमबीए गया तो मेरी मैथ्स अच्छी थी, मतलब नॉट इन द मैथ्स मैथ्स के फॉर्मेट में, बट अप्लाइड मैथ्स अच्छी थी. तो जब भी कोई ऑपरेशन रिसर्च की प्रॉब्लम होती थी या फिर बिजनेस स्टार्ट्स की प्रॉब्लम होती थी, तो आई कुड कंट्रीब्यूटेड इन द क्लास. क्योंकि ऐसे सब जगहों पे ना टीचर्स आर जस्ट टू फैसिलिटेट, मतलब वो केवल फैसिलिटेट करते हैं, and you need to bring extra thing into the class, because अगर आप छोड़ दोगे तो टीचर वही पढ़ाएंगे जो सिलेबस में है, because you are not participating in the class. तो जब क्लास का लेवल बढ़ाने का अब ये जो है जिम्मेदारी जो है वो बच्चों पे ही होती है, because these 2 years है ना, you are not going to learn only those things which are mentioned in syllabus. ये बार बार मैं बोलता हूँ, इसका पर्पस है बार बार बोलने का, क्योंकि 2 साल बहुत बड़ा टाइम होता है एट दिस एज वेयर लर्निंग एबिलिटी इज वेरी हाई। ठीक है, तो ये 2 साल विल बी इक्वल टू लास्ट ऑल द इयर्स दैट यू हैव स्टडीड इन टर्म ऑफ लर्निंग एंड कैपेबिलिटी ग्रोथ। तो उसमें जैसे कोई भी चीज जब आप अच्छा कर पाते हो, कर सकते हो, तो अगर वो क्लास को हेल्प करता है तो यू कैन मेंशन दैट। ठीक है, समटाइम्स पीपल कैन आल्सो से कि मेरी नेटवर्क बहुत अच्छी है कॉर्पोरेट्स में, सो आई कैन ब्रिंग कंपनीज टू द क्लास, है ना। तुम ऐसे कह सकते हो कि मेरी मतलब कनेक्शंस या नेटवर्क्स उसमें ब्यूरोक्रेसी में भी अच्छी है, तो आई कैन ब्रिंग पीपल टू, मतलब इस तरह का भी कुछ हो तो कह सकते हो। मतलब आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि तुम्हें ये कहना चाहिए, आई एम टेलिंग फॉर एवरीवन हु इज लिसनिंग दिस वीडियो, और जो भी लोग सुन रहा होगा या आगे भी जब बात करेगा तो ऐसा। ठीक है, अच्छा तुम फिर नेक्स्ट तुम मुझे ये बताओ कि व्हाट मेक्स, मतलब अगर इन ऑर्डर एक नहीं, इन ऑर्डर नहीं, तीन ऐसे रीजंस बताओ और जिसके वजह से वी आर नॉट एबल टू कम अप विथ गुड पॉलिसी, या या ऐसे मुझे तीन इश्यूज बताओ पॉलिसी मेकिंग के इंडिया में। इश्यूज बताओ, नॉट मतलब रीजंस, इश्यूज बताओ विच इज देयर यू फाइंड कि तीन ऐसे इश्यूज है which are which actually obstruct the process of policy making in India.
So first issue which comes to my mind is that for any policy to be made in for whole India, as we are very vast as population and also culturally and geographically diverse country. So for any policy to be implemented for whole country, it has to be valid at every corner of this country. So pan India policies should be made keeping in mind that we are forming policies for a larger country. So first issue which comes to my mind is that policymakers seldom keeps in mind the diversity of the country. Second issue, second issue is uh, exclusivity of stakeholders and less policy experts in policy formulation. So, for example, the taxes on sanitary pads are very high, even higher than contraceptive pills. So issues raised by women is that policymakers who are imposing taxes uh, on such commodities must include uh, include women as well, because you know the public the its availability at public transport and public washrooms is very less, and people and women actually suffer a lot due to this. Third issue which comes to my mind is implementation, and it is the old bureaucratic mechanism of our country which takes year long time to actually implement the policy, and the extensive mechanism of governance.
Okay. Okay, now let's talk about your state. Where do you live currently? You live in Udaipur.
Yes, I live in Rajasthan.
Tell me any local issue that you find in Udaipur which is not being taken care of by the government.
So one issue is traffic jams in the area around the lake, because this city is close to Gujarat and MP. So people at weekends do come, and the situation is so much worse that around 3 kilometers, 3 to 5 kilometers of that area, no localite can go, and they can do their market works. So there even on not only on weekends, whenever the weather, whenever the weather is friendly, uh, lots of people come, and traffic jam is so much so that we get stuck for 2 to 3 hours. And so I think administration should make efforts in this particular concern.
Yeah, tell me what efforts they can make. Like, give me something policy related, policy type solution for
So
this.
policy type solution could be uh, parking also, as the number of vehicles and four-wheelers increase alongside the lake boundary. So it should be prohibited. So the policy should be like that. Four-wheelers should be prohibited at certain area, and parking should be allotted for the four-wheelers. Only pedestrians and two-wheelers should be allowed. And second is second policy could be littering, and the litter and wastage, and even the glass bottles are sometimes found, and there were many occasions where animals and even people were injured, who were old people who were walking on the pedestrian in early morning. So policy should be made in a way that strict punishment and fine should be imposed on people littering such things. And third can be increasing public
So don't you
transport.
think that if you'll stop cars coming to the lake area,
So,
it will act as deterrent for the tourism, and
yes, sir.
then local people will suffer because of the loss of employment or business.
So parking cars, we are not so the idea proposed, we are in that we are not deterring cars from entering. We are just making them park at a distant place, at a nearer place from the lake side, because around the lake a road is constructed, and people can move in their cars around the lake. So when to go to that lake around 3 to 4 kilometer area uh, faces traffic jam. So at a distant place, there are many there's a field club area and playground area in Udaipur where they can park their vehicles, and it is at a walking distance from the lake.
Anything which is based on technology, can you use technology for the same problem?
Mm.
Okay,
So
leave.
technology.
Think about that and tell me later.
Okay, sir.